Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds, and in tonight's video, oh yes, tonight's video, it's like 8 minutes till midnight, but does that keep us from minding our own beeswax? No, it does not.
Little did Kamon know what would await him the following morning. But before we get to that, let's see how we got here.
Arms are falling asleep.
You're just the camera girl, you're not even here.
That is gonna go on the blooper reel.
Everyone will be like, we hate you, Caleb. We share a lot of cool things, fun things, and exciting things, but that's not the way it always is it, in beekeeping? I set this wax melter up to filter it for the final stage, and I was going to show you how to filter that. And I woke up and instantly knew what I forgot to do last night. Check it out. Oh boy. You know, in May we don't have enough work to do with swarming and splitting and raising queens. And this year, because I've been doing that for so long, I just don't want to get bored. So I thought I'd throw something into the mix. That's what this was all about. It's creating some more work, because that's what we want, Laurel. No, we don't. Look at all this wax. It's everywhere. It's one of those moments where you cry or you laugh. So I'm trying to not cry in front of the camera. And just laugh a little bit. It's just all up in here. It flowed out all night long. And I almost came back out. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. When I was doing this, it was a little after midnight. And we actually filmed a little bit of that. And I almost came back out to check and see if I could fit one more block in there. I'm like, I'll do it in the morning. Man, I wish I'd have done that. I've only had a little bit of a mess. It's all up underneath this pallet, and oh my goodness. I mean, this isn't too bad. The stuff up here up on top, we've already thrown in probably about 5 to 8 pounds of wax, I would say. But all of this that's on the bottom right here, nice dirt floor. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Well, let's get started. I mean, all of it. You gotta get the dirt with and everything.
So every spot?
Mommy's okay with that.
Okay.
You said you wanted to scrape, right?
I didn't mean like all of it.
Scrape, scrape, scrape. Careful, make sure you don't go. Get these off
My
the frame.
head's filled with sweat. Why do I feel like I'm kind of a slave?
A slave?
They're getting... A slave doesn't get ice cream
Yeah.
for wax.
Air-conditioned house, trained to be a professional beekeeper. All the honey you could ever eat. Kids these days, I tell you.
Hey!
So what are we gonna get as our payment for all this work?
Ice cream!
Look at all this nasty wax. What was gorgeous wax, it's just a mess. I mean, it's just nice. So my solution, thankfully, is it stuck together pretty well, so we were able to pull it in pretty big chunks by and large. And you know, if it was honey, it'd be a complete loss. What I'm gonna do is I filled this up with water. There's a little wax in the bottom, and I'm going to let all the heavy dirt and rocks sink to the bottom. Let the wax float to the top, and of course we'll get some dust and some straw go to the top, and whatever else is in there, wood chips and who knows what else. But we'll just have to do that. We'll pour it into blocks again, and then we're going to have to run it through a sock afterwards. And it should be fine. It was only on the ground for a day, but still, what a good bit of work.
If it wasn't part of beekeeping, Jimmy, then we wouldn't be doing this right now. I feel like I got 11 more boxes left.
So we're back to the wax melter. Kathleen's my camera holder. And kind of a similar concept to before. We have all that garbage down in there from what we picked up off the ground. And now we have gotten all the wax out of it with a second valve. We're going to put this tray into place as best we can with all that debris down in there. There we go. And thankfully that gives us about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And I am going to pour some water into it to get that wax above that screen, and that screen will keep the majority of that junk down below. If you'll look down there towards the corners, you can already see some of the wax floating above the screen. So here we are at the conclusion of the video. I have to say a big thanks to Jimmy and Kathleen for helping me deal with all this wax. And yes, they did get their ice cream and how. And let me tell you, at 6 years old, it's hard to keep your mind focused on one thing for very long, unless it's ice cream. And that's the only thing you can think about. But Jimmy did a great job. He actually thought this was one of the greatest things ever. And I also wanted to share with you when he saw the wax for the first time. He's like, "Daddy, what did you do that for?" One of those parenting moments where you just have to sit there and think for a second before you answer. All right, have to turn it into a teaching moment. Don't be like your dad. This is the round we got out of it. It's probably, I chipped a little bit of it off. It's behind me somewhere, but I would say 13, 14 pounds of wax. You can see there's a little bit of junk in it at the bottom. There's some small particulate matter, but we can run this through the last process where we run it through a filtering sock, and we'll show you that in another video. And we'll have this completely cleaned out and gorgeous. But that's good. I'm telling you, this screen right here is the cat's meow, or the bee's knees. That's right, the bee's knees. It just helped us reclaim that wax so much. And look at all that garbage down in there. I mean, it is nasty. Straw, wood chips, dirt, lots of dirt. And there's gravel down at the bottom, probably about 3 inches worth of it. And yet we were able to reclaim, I would say, 99.5% of our wax. I mean, we got a lot of it out. It was awesome. So we didn't lose much out of it. We just gave ourselves a whole lot of work. But check this out. So this is a different batch that I did not pour onto the ground. And it is gorgeous, gorgeous. It's got a little bit of like honey residue or something right down here, something like that. It's no big deal. And then I decided, we ran out of these plastic cans. I had some of these from doing a sugar brick video left over, and I thought I'd try them out. And they actually worked really good. I didn't have to break them apart or anything. As they cooled down, they shrank, and it attached itself to the bottom just a little bit, like you can hear. And you just pop that bottom part off, and you can even read the lettering and everything on the bottom of them. But look how clean that wax is, even at the bottom where most of the dirt and debris would be at. So what a pretty block of wax right there, and it's awesome. Now we're going to have to sell all this, and we'll probably be selling wax pretty soon. But hope from this video that you have learned to just shut the darn valve. There's nothing like waking up early in the morning and realizing, I forgot to shut it. So mind your beeswax and mind it well. We'll see you in the next one.